from the Oklahoma Newsroom. This is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Kyle Fredrickson. Kyle, that Texas game, obviously a win for the Cowboys, but I think a lot of questions, especially from fans, about play calling. The offense went very conservative late in the second half on into the second, or late in the first half on into the second half. What do we know about the reasons for them just going really vanilla really quickly?
Yeah, you know, it was strange. I think we went into this season with Mason Rudolph and these weapons and Chris Carson and thought, finally, we get to see kind of these, you know, one of these traditional OSU high-powered offenses. And suddenly the Texas game looked like the Texas game from last year at points with a young quarterback struggling. Everything's dialed back, run when they can't establish the run. Kind of a head-scratcher. So I asked some coaches and players yesterday about that strategy. Got a bit of an array of answers. You know, Mike Yurcich talked about it being a bit of a field position battle late in the game. You know, the Cowboys are down 3 points. The offense is sputtering. They've got a great punter who's been good at locating his kicks. The defense had been playing lights out. Right. Really had confidence that you know, Swoops and Hurd weren't going to be able to do anything late in the game. You know, to set up maybe a situation where they could kick a field goal for the game winner. Now they needed a string of Texas penalties and you know, the punter error to get that opportunity, and it worked out in the end. But you know, when you're looking at some of these Big 12 games that the Cowboys are going to play moving forward, you know, you can't only pass the ball twice in the fourth quarter. You know, you can't rush it just 10 times and only get a handful of first downs and expect to win the game. You know, and this terms of the player's psyche with it all, you know, David Glidden told me he didn't really even realize it when it was happening. It was a situation where they had recognized something in the Texas defense to make an adjustment in the second half to run the ball. Late in the game, Texas adjusted to it, and they kind of got caught in the middle. So, you know, not necessarily what OSU fans like to see, but at least in this situation, OSU came out with the win.
Well, you know, and I think as much as anything, when you think about what happened early in that game with the offense really clicking along, looking like that OSU offense that people wanted, and then in the same game to go so conservative, it was just such a big juxtaposition. And I think a lot of people watching from home, as most people were since the game was on the road, saw Mason Rudolph have that fumble, seemed to lose his confidence, and then the offense seemed to go south. It was just like a bad spiral there, but such a change from early in the game until the second half.
Yeah, and it's interesting with this team, and when we've seen this in the past. I mentioned last season with Dax Garman and how conservative that offense got. And you know, in an interview with ESPN, I know over the offseason, Gundy even admitted that at times he was too conservative. He wished that he would have opened things up. But you know, it's just another sign that Gundy kind of goes with the momentum of his quarterback. If his quarterback is hot, he's going to let him ride the hot hand. If he's not, he's going to kind of pull things back. And Gundy even admitted late in the game when, you know, like I said, the Cowboys are down 3 points. They got all these playmakers that can extend the field. He was going for a field goal. He felt at that point, just with the momentum of the quarterbacks, that was the best option. And that shows you that, you know, in those pressure situations, he has quite a hand in the offense in terms of telling Mike Yurcich what the plan should be. Now, there's going to be some OSU fans who are certainly going to disagree with that one. We'll see how it pans out for him if we see Mason struggle in the future.
Definitely so. Thanks, Kyle. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.